Ever feel like your backyard is more stage than sanctuary? You're not alone. From nosy neighbors to busy streets, every outdoor space faces its share of peeping eyes. But you can reclaim your retreat with a few well-chosen backyard privacy ideas. Think privacy means boring fences or bland walls? Think again. With a mix of plants, screens, and clever tricks, you can create a hideaway that's both stylish and secluded. Let's explore some easy fixes and standout solutions for turning your backyard into your own private oasis. Bamboo grows with impressive speed, forming a thick wall of green in just a few months. Need shade and a barrier from nosy neighbors? Plant a living bamboo hedge. It's low maintenance once established and brings a lush, natural look. Just pick a clumping variety to avoid unwanted spread. Some worry bamboo will take over the yard, but that's a myth with the right type. Clumping bamboo stays put and doesn't invade. For added control, install root barriers. Water regularly at first. Soon you'll have a peaceful, leafy retreat, no construction required. Vertical garden panels packed with trailing vines and flowers bring a splash of color and a dash of secrecy to your space. Imagine morning glories weaving up a trellis or sweet peas tumbling down. Neighbors can't peek, and you get a living wall that grows more beautiful with time. Installing these panels isn't rocket science. Choose sturdy supports and fast-growing climbers like clematis or jasmine. Water regularly, trim when needed, and you'll soon have a privacy screen that doubles as a pollinator magnet. The only hitch? Some vines can be clingy. Watch they don't overrun nearby plants. Painted lattice screens give backyards character while adding privacy. Choose a bold color that pops against your house or blends in softly with the garden. Climbing roses or clematis quickly cover the lattice, creating a living wall. Imagine sweet scents wafting through the air as you sip your morning coffee. But keep in mind, these plants need regular care. Clematis prefers cool roots and sun on its leaves, while roses require pruning. If you're not keen on maintenance, this option might test your patience. Still, the payoff, lush blooms and a secluded oasis, can outweigh the effort for many gardeners. A staggered wooden slat fence offers visual interest and solid privacy. The design breaks up monotony, letting in dappled sunlight while blocking unwanted views. Integrated lighting turns your fence into a subtle evening feature. Imagine soft, warm lights casting gentle shadows. Your backyard becomes an inviting spot after dark. Installation is straightforward for most homeowners with basic tools. Choosing weather-resistant wood and LED lights cuts down on upkeep. However, you'll need to plan wiring carefully and check local codes to avoid headaches. For anyone craving privacy without feeling boxed in, this solution balances style, function, and a touch of evening magic. Old pallets can morph into a charming privacy wall and double as vertical gardens. Attach them upright, secure tightly, and add small planter boxes or recycled tins for herbs. Imagine snipping basil right beside your patio table, practical, space-saving, and a bit rustic. This project costs little and sparks creativity. However, pallets need a good sanding to avoid splinters, and not every herb thrives in shallow planters. Choose hardy varieties like thyme or mint. Don't forget a weatherproof finish to help your wall survive rain. With a little effort, you get privacy, fresh seasonings, and a conversation starter all at once. Freestanding outdoor curtains add instant privacy and charm to any backyard. Draping them between pergola posts creates a soft barrier that feels inviting rather than closed off. Choose weather-resistant fabrics for year-round use. Want more flexibility? Simply tie them back when you crave open space or let them down for seclusion. Installation is a breeze. Just use tension rods or hooks. Unlike fences or shrubs, curtains can be swapped out for different colors or patterns. Keep in mind, though, windy days might send them billowing. Weigh the bottoms with discreet chains or stones to keep your peaceful retreat in place. Tall potted grasses add instant seclusion and a natural look to any patio. Unlike a fence, they sway gently, softening harsh lines and providing a living screen. Moving the pots lets you adjust coverage as needed. It's a simple, renter-friendly solution, but regular watering is non-negotiable. Switching up the grass varieties, like miscanthus or featherweed, gives texture and color all season. Got nosy neighbors? Place pots close together for maximum coverage. Just remember, some grasses shed, so sweeping may become a new habit. Sculptural metal screens featuring laser-cut botanical designs add instant character to outdoor spaces. These panels provide privacy, yet allow light and airflow. Unlike plain fences, their artistic patterns turn a yard into a conversation starter. Homeowners can match styles to their taste. Think modern leaves, abstract vines, or classic florals. Installation is straightforward, but cost can be high compared to wood or fabric options. Still, they require little upkeep and withstand harsh weather better than many alternatives. Want a dramatic statement in privacy without feeling closed in? These screens strike a clever balance, offering beauty with function. Imagine relaxing in your backyard, surrounded by a living wall of honeysuckle that buzzes with bees and hummingbirds. A trellis fence doesn't just block nosy neighbors, it brings fragrance and life right to your patio. Toss in a string of fairy lights, and you've got instant magic when the sun sinks. This setup is more than just looks. Honeysuckle grows quickly and needs little fuss, so your privacy arrives sooner than with most hedges. But beware, it can get wild. Trim it regularly or risk a jungle takeover. Fairy lights are cheap and easy to hang, though you'll want to check for weatherproof options. Gabion walls, stuffed with smooth river rocks and dotted with succulents, offer a cutting-edge twist on backyard privacy. These walls block prying eyes while letting natural textures shine. Unlike standard fences, gabion structures resist wind and weather. They demand little upkeep and can outlast wood by years. Still, gabion walls aren't always the cheapest option up front. They're heavy, so you'll need a solid base and a bit of muscle or professional help. But the visual reward? Striking, especially when green succulents peek out between the stones, softening the look and adding life without constant fuss. Evergreen shrubs can work wonders for backyard privacy, offering thick, leafy cover even in winter's grasp. Imagine boxwoods, arborvitae, or holly forming a living wall. Planting in staggered rows creates extra depth. Birds flock and neighbors squint, all thanks to your lush green fortress. Of course, maintenance is part of the package. Evergreens demand occasional pruning, and some grow faster than others. But if you prefer a natural look over stark fences, this leafy solution brings both privacy and curb appeal, without feeling boxed in by wood or vinyl. Imagine an outdoor bookshelf wall brimming with potted greenery, lanterns, and quirky garden gnomes. This setup instantly adds privacy while transforming a plain fence into a living piece of art. You gain shade and seclusion, plus conversation starters for guests who can't resist peeking at your creative collection. Set up sturdy shelves using weather-resistant materials and choose plants suited to your climate. Think trailing ivy or sun-loving succulents. Rotate seasonal decor for fresh appeal. One downside: maintenance. Dust and water regularly, or risk your masterpiece turning into a cobweb convention. But for most, the payoff in charm and privacy outweighs the effort. Old shutters gathering dust in your garage can become a privacy solution with personality. Paint them in lively colors, stand them upright, and link them for a fence that blocks prying eyes. Rain or shine, they hold up well and add a playful mood to any backyard nook. Some folks love the quirky, artistic look, while others might think it's a bit much. If you want subtlety, skip the neon and choose muted tones. Secure the panels well, since strong winds can knock them over. But if you crave charm and easy DIY, shutter panels hit the mark. Imagine walking beneath a leafy tunnel, apples or pears dangling within arm's reach. Living archways made from espaliered fruit trees provide privacy and food. These green screens block prying eyes while adding beauty and productivity. Start with young trees, train branches along sturdy supports, and enjoy a secluded, edible retreat. However, patience is key. Espaliered trees take time to shape and fill in, so instant results aren't on the menu. Regular pruning keeps their form neat and screens effective. Still, the reward, a private nook scented with blossoms and fruit, makes every snip worthwhile. A geometric lattice fence adds clean lines and visual interest, making any backyard feel modern. Pair it with privacy ivy for a living wall that blocks nosy neighbors. Ivy climbs quickly, filling gaps in the lattice and muffling sound. It's low maintenance, but regular trimming keeps it looking sharp. Some folks worry about ivy damaging fences. Choose a lattice made of weather-resistant materials like vinyl or treated wood to keep problems at bay. Mix in fast-growing varieties, think English or Boston ivy, for coverage in a single season. Want a cozy corner? Place outdoor seating right next to your green barrier. Stacked planter boxes crammed with trailing vines work wonders for privacy. They block nosy neighbors while adding bursts of color and texture. Want instant results? Mix fast-growing pothos or ivy with pops of petunias. Assembly is simple, and you can shift the boxes around as seasons change. However, maintenance matters. Without regular watering and occasional trimming, the lush look can turn messy. Still, for renters or those avoiding permanent fences, this solution is flexible and wallet-friendly. Why settle for boring wooden barriers when you can create a living wall that actually improves your mood? Hanging macrame screens dotted with air plants create a natural, artistic barrier for your yard. They're not just pretty, they filter light and add a touch of whimsy. Anyone with a bit of patience can knot together a screen, then tuck air plants into pockets for a living, ever-changing display. These screens aren't perfect for blocking sound or nosy neighbors entirely, but they excel at softening harsh views and bringing greenery to small spaces. Mix and match cord colors or use driftwood rods for extra flair. Regular misting keeps air plants happy and your privacy remains fresh and lively. A willow branch fence instantly brings a cozy, lived-in vibe to your backyard. The irregular lines and earthy tones feel warm and inviting. Planting wildflower beds along its base adds texture and color, making the space feel like a hidden cottage garden. Bees and butterflies will thank you. This approach isn't flawless. Willow branches need yearly upkeep, or they'll sag and decay. Wildflowers can look messy if left unchecked. Still, if you like a relaxed, natural look and don't mind a little maintenance, this setup offers both charm and privacy without breaking the bank. Imagine stepping into your backyard and being greeted by a pergola dressed in soft, flowing white fabric. This simple trick brings instant privacy and a touch of elegance. The fabric shields you from curious eyes, creating a peaceful nook. It's like your own outdoor living room, minus the walls. String lanterns from the beams for gentle evening light. This addition elevates the mood and keeps gatherings going well after sunset. One caveat: fabric requires occasional cleaning and securing during windy days. Still, the ambiance and seclusion make it well worth the effort. Why settle for boring barriers when modular privacy panels with chalkboard paint add fun and function? These panels block nosy neighbors while inviting kids and guests to unleash creativity. A quick sketch or message can change the mood of your backyard in seconds. No artistic skills required, just a willingness to scribble. Installation is straightforward. Arrange the panels as needed, then apply chalkboard paint. They stand up well to weather, but chalk does wash away in the rain, so don't expect a masterpiece to last long. Still, this setup turns your outdoor space into an ever-changing canvas. Tall ornamental grasses can act like natural privacy screens, blocking nosy neighbors without feeling heavy or harsh. These grasses, like miscanthus or featherweed, grow quickly and wave gently in the wind. Their movement adds life, and their height brings instant seclusion. Maintenance? Simple. Trim once a year. But let's be honest, ornamental grass won't block everything year-round. In colder climates, they may lose fullness in winter. Still, the charm and low cost make them a solid option for anyone craving a softer, greener barrier. Why settle for boring fences when your yard can dance with the breeze? Consider giving old windows a second life by turning them into a garden divider. Salvaged frames add instant character and let sunlight filter through, creating a whimsical vibe. You'll gain privacy, but without blocking nature. Curious neighbors can glimpse your creativity while you relax, semi-shielded from view. Installation is simple. Mount the windows on posts for stability. Paint or leave them weathered for rustic flair. It's a wallet-friendly project that reuses materials and sparks conversation. However, glass can break, so position carefully and avoid soccer zones. The result? A boundary that's functional, quirky, and rich with stories. Ever wanted a garden feature that wows the neighbors and offers a quiet escape? A sculpted hedge maze with hidden seating might just do the trick. Thick green walls block out prying eyes and noise, while the secret nook inside makes an ideal spot for reading, chatting, or just breathing easy. Think about the upkeep, though. Hedges need regular trimming and a little patience to grow dense. But for those willing to roll up their sleeves, the payoff is huge. A private hideaway with a dash of whimsy. Why settle for an ordinary fence when you could have your own green labyrinth? Mixing trellis panels, quirky mirrors, and leafy potted plants can quickly turn a dull fence into a lively privacy wall. Mirrors bounce light around, making small backyards feel bigger. Trellises support climbing vines, adding instant green coverage. Potted plants slide in where you need flexible privacy or an extra splash of color. However, mirrors need careful placement. Too much sun and you're blinding the neighbors or yourself. Potted plants demand regular watering, and moving them around can be a workout. Still, this mashup creates a flexible, stylish barrier without massive expense or permanent changes. It's practical and far from boring. Portable folding screens offer instant privacy without the hassle. Set them up wherever you want, near a hot tub, patio, or kids' play area. They're lightweight, easy to move, and collapse for storage. Pick weather-resistant materials for longevity. These screens come in many styles, so finding one that fits your taste is a breeze. Some models tip over in strong winds or may not cover large spaces. Still, if you want quick, flexible privacy that doesn't require permanent installation, folding screens are an easy win. Consider adding potted plants or string lights nearby for extra charm and function. Imagine stepping outside to a wall of colors swaying gently in the breeze. Hanging baskets filled with trailing flowers like petunias or ivy geraniums can make that a reality. These baskets act as a living curtain, offering both beauty and a clever privacy boost. Placement matters. Line them along a pergola, fence, or even a sturdy clothesline. Watering is key. These containers dry out fast, especially in summer. The effect? A lush, ever-changing screen that feels far more inviting than a plain fence, but requires regular upkeep. Corten steel partitions offer a bold, industrial look that resists rust while aging gracefully. Paired with lush hostas, these barriers create a strong visual contrast. Hard meets soft, warm brown meets cool green. This combo turns a plain backyard into a private retreat that's both stylish and practical. Hostas thrive in the shade cast by steel panels and require little attention. Their broad leaves quickly fill gaps, providing extra seclusion. However, beware. Hostas can attract deer if you live nearby. To boost effectiveness, mix in some shade-loving shrubs for layered coverage and a more dynamic look. With so many creative backyard privacy ideas, you can shape your space into a hidden retreat or a vibrant hangout. Whether you lean toward lush greenery or inventive screens, each option adds charm and function without breaking the bank. Ready to reclaim your outdoor peace? Try mixing a few options. Maybe tall grasses with a splash of color from flowering vines. Who says privacy can't be practical and stylish? Start small, have fun with it, and watch your backyard transform. Backyard patio designs, patio decorating ideas, pergola patio ideas, farmhouse gate ideas, garden decor ideas.